alaikum everyone. My name is Umar Remote Jawala. I am a student at teacher training at Rehan School, Lahore campus. So welcome back to another exciting conversation with ChatGPT. So today we are talking about the uh, fascinating topic, the role of creativity in problem solving. So thank you, ChatGPT. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Uh-huh. I'm glad to be here. That actually sounds like a great place to start something interesting. What's on your mind today?
Okay, Chajmini, so let's start with music. So first of all, my first question, what is
Okay.
creativity and why is it important in problem solving?
Creativity is the ability to come up with new and useful ideas, not just the same old answers. It's important in problem solving because most problems don't have a single obvious answer. Creativity helps you look at the situation from different angles, imagine possibilities, and connect things that don't seem related at first. It's basically what allows solutions to emerge that logic alone might miss.
Okay, Chajmini, so my next question. So many people believe creativity in only for artists in that true.
Hmm. Well, yeah, that's a common belief, but not really true. Creativity isn't just for painters or musicians. Engineers use creativity to design things, teachers use it to explain tricky concepts, and even business folks find new ways to serve customers or solve logistical problems. It's more about how you think than what you do. So it's a lot broader than the arts.
Okay, Jagmeet, thank you so much. So, my next question, how does creativity improve discussion making?
That's the good one. Creativity helps decision making by broadening the options you see. Like, instead of picking between choice A and choice B, you might invent choice C, something no one had considered. It also helps you avoid tunnel vision because you question assumptions like, wait, do we even need to solve it this way? Suddenly the decision space gets more flexible and less boxed in. That usually leads to better, smarter outcomes.
Okay, go ahead, Jagmeet. So, my next question, Jagmeet, can you share a real life example of creative problem solving?
Sure. Imagine a city dealing with traffic jams. Instead of only building bigger roads, someone suggests staggered work hours or incentives for remote work and even pop up bike lanes. Those ideas aren't just engineering fixes, they're creative because they reimagine how people live and move in the city, not just the physical infrastructure. That's a creative solution to what seemed like a purely mechanical problem.
Okay, Jagmeet. So, my next question. So,
Mhm.
what are the biggest uh, ob- obstacles to creative thinking?
Good question.
Thank you.
Probably the biggest killer is fear of looking silly or failing. Also, rigid routines, too much pressure for quick results, and environments that punish mistakes. Creativity needs some room to play. Without that space, people who stick to safe answers, even if those answers don't work very well.
Okay,
Another obstacle is assuming creativity is just a talent you're born with. That completely ignores that it's a skill you can develop, like muscle, with practice and good support. When those barriers drop a bit, people surprise themselves with what they come up with.
so good. And so my next question: can creativity be learning, or are people simply born creative?
It's mostly learnable. Sure, some people might start more comfortable with risk or imagination, but the actual processes like brainstorming, reframing the problem, practicing curiosity, those can definitely be learned and strengthened. Think of it like training a muscle. You might not start as flexible, but with simple exercises and tiny experiments, like challenging assumptions or combining unrelated ideas, you build up that creative confidence. It's not magic, it's practice. Sure, natural temperament plays a part, but creativity is very much a skill set you can grow over time. And the cool thing is, once you realize you can stretch it, it gets a lot more fun to use.
So, ChatGPT, my next question:
Anytime.
what role does AI play in creative problem solving?
But it's strongest as a partner, not judgment, empathy, context that AI can't really replicate. When you mix those human strengths with what AI does well, you usually get more robust solutions faster. Think of AI as the brainstorming buddy that never sleeps, but you still steer the ship.
Yeah. So, okay, ChatGPT. So, my next question: how can students improve their creativity?
Mm, try this. Start asking what if questions about everyday things. What if school started at noon? What if we redesigned homework? Also, expose yourself to different fields like art, coding, cooking, totally different stuff. Creativity jumps when unexpected things collide. Keep a tiny notebook of half baked ideas, doodles, weird thoughts. Revisit it sometimes. Most won't be usable, but every so often, one clicks. And collaborate. Other people's perspectives stretch your thinking in ways you can't do alone. Just treat it like training, not a test. Low stakes, repeatable, and honestly, be curious on purpose. It builds.
Okay, ChatGPT. So, my next question: so, can creativity help businesses become more successful?
Oh, absolutely. Creative thinking helps businesses stand out, whether that's crafting a more memorable brand, designing a new product twist, or finding a better way to serve customers. It's not just flashy marketing stuff. Creativity can streamline processes, spark new revenue streams, even re energize a tired team culture. Companies that make space for experimentation tend to adapt faster when markets shift. In short, creativity keeps a business moving instead of frozen, waiting for the world to change on its behalf.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question, ChatGPT, what achieve would you give someone who thinks and they are not creative?
Checking.
Yeah.
Stop believing creativity is something you're born without. It's a skill, not a personality trait. Start small, try new things daily, read outside your usual interest, and compare yourself to you, not others. You don't need to be a genius. You just need to practice noticing, imagining, and tinkering. Keep at it, and it grows. Don't give up. Curiosity beats talent more often than you'd think.
Okay, ChatGPT. So, ChatGPT, before we end, could you summarize today's discussion?
Sure. Today we talked about what creativity is, why it matters beyond the arts, and how it helps problem solving and decision making. We hit examples, obstacles like fear and rigid thinking, and treated creativity as a learnable skill, one that AI can support but not replace. We also covered practical ways students and businesses can get more creative and how to encourage that growth step by step. Thanks for the conversation. I
Yeah.
hope it gives you useful takeaways. Good luck with your interview or presentation.
Okay, ChatGPT. So, what was really insightful? Thank you, ChatGPT, for sharing your valuable knowledge about the role of creativity in problem solving. I am sure our
Yeah,
audience learning a lot from this conversation. So, thank you, ChatGPT.
of course. Happy to help anytime.
Okay, uh, and thank you to everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this discussion, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe for more informative conversation with ChatGPT. See you in the next video. So, Allah Hafiz.